Hello guys, welcome back to Coding Cafe. My name is Mohammed Ali, and in the previous tutorial we have allowed a user to successfully create an account, register using the Firebase authentication and using the Firebase real-time database. And also we implement the sign-in, we allow a user to sign in using the Firebase authentication. Now in this tutorial we are going to work on the search fragment so that user can search from different users and they can follow each other. So for that we will be needing XML layout just to display the user information. So go to the Android Studio, and here we can just create our layout resource file, and the name of this, let's say we can say user underscore item underscore layout, and it will be a relative layout. Then press OK. So yeah, it is created successfully. Now the next thing is, here we can say, let's design this quickly. So margin from the top 10 dp, and let's move this here so that you can see it easily. Okay, so margin from the top 10 dp and center horizontal to true. Now inside this we need another relative layout, which will be rep content width and height, and now the center in parent, move it to the center frame true. But first let's add the required components to it quickly. And that is our circular image view, which will be 120 dp, and the height will also be 120 dp. And let's assign source to it, which is our inside the drawable. We have a picture by the name profile. Okay, you can see it. Now what we need to do is, first let me check this. So center in parent, just like this. So you can say center horizontal to true, and let's apply a background to it. So background, we have a background in the drawable which is by name button black background. Make sure to change the height of this to wrap content. Okay, just like this. And instead of this margin top, let's give it margin from all sides. Okay, just like this. And now let's move it to the right side, to the left side, sorry. So align parent start to true. Anyways, this one is not working, but let me think, which design we should follow. Okay, let's just go with this one. Hope you will like it. So padding from all the sides, 5 dp, and let's give it some margin from the top, and that will be 5 will be good. Or instead of this, let's say 10 dp. Okay, and then after this, let's give id to it quickly. So we can say user underscore profile underscore image, and it is on the search phase. So just to make it unique, we say search underscore search. Okay, so after this we need a text view just to display the username and user profile full name of a user. So we can say text view, but before doing that, what we need to do is, here we can say margin top, and then after this we can say margin left, it must be 100 dp, and then margin right 100 dp, just like this. Okay, and now come down, and here we can say width must be match parent, and the height will be wrap content. Okay, and just to move the image to the center we can say center horizontal true. Okay, and now let's assign text here. So first we want to display the username, and then we want to display the profile name of a user. Let's move it below, copy paste this id here. Okay, and gravity for this will be at the center. Now the text size for this one will be 12 dp, and the text color will be color primary. And what we need to do is to give id to this quickly, so we can say user underscore name underscore search, and then after this let's just copy paste this quickly and paste it down below, and make sure to change this to user full name search. Okay, and it must be below the username, so copy paste this, you can see it. And now what we need to do is user profile name, or you can say the full name basically, that is, let's say Mohammed Ali Zaid, and the username is ALIZED438. Now after this we need a button basically, which will, but okay, let's first change the text style of this to bold, and let's assign some margin to it from the top. So margin top 5 dp, and let me check if this looks okay. 5 is not good, but 2 dp will be good. Okay, and also let's give it some margin from the top. Here we can give 5 dp, and after this we need a button which will be a follow button, so that if a user want to follow. Okay, so we can say 90 dp, and this will be 30 dp, and this button must be below the user full name search. Paste that here, and after this we can say center horizontal to true, and just to make it, I mean add a background to it so that it must look good. Okay, and then let's add a text to it quickly, which will be follow, text all caps to, sorry, text all caps to false. Yeah, I mean that is okay now, and let's add margin to it from all sides. 5 dp, okay, 10 dp will be, sorry, 10 dp will be good. So let's see. Yeah, I mean this design will look beautiful. Okay, you can see it. So it is totally up to you. I mean, if you want to design it in a horizontal way or just like this, I mean in a vertical way, but I think this design will look perfect. Okay, so yeah, I mean this is okay now, and let's give id to it quickly. So we can say follow underscore btn follow button, and on the search page, so search. So yeah, that is okay. Let's create quickly a new package, or you can say a folder, and we can give it a name as adapter. Here you can see it, and now click on it, right click on it, and let's create a Java class in it. And our first one will be the adapter by the name user adapter. Then click. Okay, first of all, let me make sure what I'm doing. No, this is a Java class. We need a Kotlin because this is a Kotlin project. So cancel it, okay? Cancel it. Right click on it, new, and Kotlin file class, okay? Right click on this adapter folder package, and then new and Kotlin file class. Now this will appear in front of you guys, this dialog box. From here you can just select this one class, and this is our Kotlin class. So we can say now, I mean, let's give it a name as user adapter. That's it. So our user adapter class is created successfully. Okay, now the next thing is you can pass the parameter to it first. So I mean that we will need basically, so you can say private var m context comma, and the other one will be, you will be needing a user list, basically an array list, to retrieve all the users from the Firebase real-time database and store it inside that array list. So for that we can basically say private var m user. And before we proceed, this m context is basically of type context, that will get the context of this page, basically context. Okay, and this m user is of type list. Okay, now here basically we will need a model class to basically, I mean, just like you guys see when we were creating our Android projects using Java, we create the model class. So with the help of which we can retrieve the data and use that data in our app. I mean, we will store it inside basically in our list. So anyways, for that, let's just quickly create a new package so that we can store all our future model classes inside it, and we can give it the same name, that is model. Okay, so right click on this model, new, and Kotlin file slash class, make sure to change a class from it, and then we can give it name as user. Okay, which is inside here. So in our user we need to write exactly the same objects names which are here in our real-time database. I mean, which are basically bio, email, full name. I mean exact names. Okay, do not use your own names. I mean just whatever it is in the database, just follow that. So we can say private var, and our first one is username colon, it is of string data type, so you can say string, and make sure to initialize with none. And let's copy paste this quickly 5 times more. So username, then we have full name, and then we have bio, and image, and then the UID of a user, and remove this last one. So yeah, that's it. Make sure to recheck it once more time if you follow the exact things. Okay, if you want to retrieve the email, you can retrieve it, but we do not need it here. Okay, so what we need to do is to create an empty constructor. Okay, so you can just right click here on this page, generate, and yeah, I mean in Kotlin we have to generate the constructor manually, I mean by typing, not just like in Java we just right click here and we say constructor generate and it will be generated, but here we have to type the code. Or maybe if there are I mean some shortcut exist, I do not know about that yet. Okay, so this is our constructor without parameter, and now to generate a constructor for our model class with parameters, we say username, which is of string type, comma, And let's just copy paste this thing. I mean, while we are typing this, we can copy paste it like this quickly. So then we have bio up to here and paste it here. Make sure to put comma at the end. Then we have image, copy, paste, and then UID. Copy it and paste it here. So yeah, so we can say this dot username equals to username, this dot, the second one is full name, so full name equals to full name, sorry, I just write the semicolon. So anyways, this dot bio equals to bio, this dot uid image equals to image, and then last one, which is this dot uid. Now we have to set the getter and setter for all these variables. So let's just do it quickly. Fun get username is of string type and it must return the username. Now the same we can do for the setter. So let's just do it quickly. We can say set username string and just cut this from here, and now inside this we can set it like username string, and then in here we can say this dot username equals to username. So this will be passed to this one. Okay, so now for the other one, let's just copy paste this quickly. Okay, copy paste it 4 times more so they can we can change it for the remaining ones. Okay, so this is the get username, set username, and now we have second one, which is get full name and then set full name. Make sure to exactly follow the same steps. Okay, so then we have return full name, and then here we can say this username, so we have to change it to full name string. Make sure to remove this. Okay, just like this, and then full name, full name. That's it. Now the third one is our bio, so we can say get bio and return bio, and this one is our set bio, so we can say bio and bio. Then we have image and uid, so we can say get image string, return the image, and then set image, we have to say here that is image string, then image, and then finally the last one, which is our, remove these last two. Okay, this one, and then our last one is uid, so you can say get uid, or we can get the user id of a user by just typing like anyways, I mean there is no need for setting and getting the uid, so just remove this, because if our project is connected, we can also get the user ID of an online user by just typing UID and stuff like this. But anyways, if we need, we can add it. Let's add it. I mean, you guys will be thinking what is going on then. Okay, so yeah, I mean, let's just get and set the setter for it. So anyways, we can say get UID, set UID, then we can say UID, that's it, and then the last one UID and UID. So yeah, these are our setter and getter. Make sure that you do exactly the same. Okay, get username, let me check it. Okay, make sure that you do not write anything extra. So yeah, finally let's go back to our user adapter and pass the model class to our this list user. Okay, and now the third one will be put a comma here, and we can say private was is fragment, and here we can say boolean equals to false. Now what's next? Put a colon here, and we can say recycler view, that is just like in Java, which extends the recycler view. So here we can say recycler view dot adapter. Now here we have to pass our view holder class, I mean inside these two angular braces. Okay, so we have to create that first. So let's just quickly create that and then we can proceed. So you can say class, we can give it the same name, that is view holder, or instead of that I mean to type it manually, you can just type here user adapter dot view holder. Okay, so it will be like this. Now if you just come here, you can see this red line, click on it, this red bull will appear, click on it and implement methods. Okay, and we need this all these three: on bind view holder, get item count, and this also. Select all and then press OK. Here you can see it. Okay, so these are our methods which we will now use, but we have to create a class which will be our for this view holder. So basically here we need to get our these controllers, okay, the buttons, image view and the text view. So for that what we need to do is we can say now class view holder. So here we can say non null at the rate non null item view colon is of view type colon recycler view dot view holder, and we have to pass the item view to it. So with the help of this item view, basically we will access the controllers on our user item layout. And sorry, make sure to put a closing brace here. Okay, you can see it. So yeah, and then this one. So you can say var username colon text view, I mean the text view of this one I'm talking about. We are accessing this text view first. Okay, username, so we give it a name as username, or you can give it like a username text view just to differentiate it. Okay, that is, this is our text view equals to item view, sorry, dot find view by id, or dot id dot. Now the id for this one is, I mean for the username, we have username search. Just make sure to import this r, okay, just by pressing alt enter on your keyboard. And let's just copy paste this for the remaining three fields. So paste it 3 times, and now the second one is our user full name, and the id for this is user full name search. Then we have the third one, which is the image. So we can say user profile image which is of type circular image view. Okay, make sure to change the type for this one. So this is our, yeah, why, okay. And the last one is our button, so which is basically our follow button. So you can say follow button, and it is of type button, and make sure to change the IDs for it. So for that we have user profile image search the ID. Make sure to verify the IDs with your user layout XML, okay, file. And then for the button we have follow btn search. If you go back and check, then here you can see it, full name search, follow button search, yeah, okay, yeah, I mean that's it. Now we have to basically add our this user item layout, I mean this whole thing on our user adapter. So for this, when we say on create view holder, we have to access it here, or you can say link it here. So for that we need to do that is rel value equals layout inflator dot from, and pass the m context to it dot inflate, and our layout is r dot layout dot user item layout, u dot user item layout, comma, and we can pass this view group type, I mean the name which we give to this is parent. Okay, so make sure to write here, sorry, comma parent, comma false. Now we have to return this as a, I mean, so that we can access all the user in, like in this form when a user is search on the search fragment. Okay, so for that we have to say here, I mean return, you have to return it basically. So user adopt dot view holder, and pass this whole view to it, okay, which is view. Now get item count is basically the total number of childs, or you can say the user that we will get from the Firebase real-time database. So we can return here like m user, which is basically our list, and dot size, the total size, that is how many childs is retrieved. So now inside our own bind view holder, what we do is basically we write a code, I mean just to display the retrieved data, that is the image and the username and user profile name on our these controllers. Okay, basically text view circle image and button, I mean the data we will display. Okay, so for that what we're gonna do inside here, now you will understand when we display the data basically here. So by using this object, which is the name of which is basically holder, okay, we can say holder dot username text view dot text equals to, and above here we can say well m user, and then these two braces, and we have to pass this position to it. So by using this user, we can say user, I mean we can get that specific user, I mean about which the online user is searching. So you can say user dot get username, and let's copy paste it, holder dot user full name text view, user dot get full name, and then we have to display the user profile image. So we can say Picasso. I think we have not yet added the Picasso dependency, which is basically used for displaying pictures, I mean that we retrieve from our real-time database. Okay, so we have to add that dependency. So just open your favorite browser, go to Google and type Picasso. Okay, and then, okay, sorry, just type Picasso Android library. Okay, Picasso Android library, and this first one, which is Picasso Square open source. Okay, square.github.io. here you can see it. Just open this, and now here, first of all, come down here. Here we need to copy the dependency first, which is come down to the bottom here. When we say, I mean, when here you see download latest error, here we have this Gradle. Okay, inside the Gradle we have this dependency, which is this one up to here, com dot square up Picasso and insert the latest location. Anyways, they have not given the latest version, but I will tell you now. Just copy up to here. Okay, up to here, copy it. Just go back, and here you can paste it. Make sure to close this with a single quotation. Here you can see it. Okay, one this and one this. Now after this Picasso, we have to type the version, that is which version. So we can say 2.71828. Okay, 2.71828, and then click on this sync now. So let's wait for it. It will take some seconds. Now once it is built complete successfully, I mean once it is done, come back to your user adapter, and here now we can say Picasso, I mean capital P dot get dot load user dot get image dot placeholder or dot dribble dot profile. Now this is basically the placeholder. I mean, let's say if your internet speed is slow and the image is retrieving still, so it will display this default image till the image is load successfully. Dot into, and where we want to display it, we have to paste it. So you can say holder dot profile user profile image. Now yeah, that's it for our this user adapter. Now close this user model class and also this user item layout. Let's go to our search fragment, and if I show you the search XML file fragment search, then here we have this recycler view basically. So we have to get it in our search fragment first. So before that, let's say here, let's initialize it with well value equals to this, and then we have to return the view. Now here we can say private recycler view, recycler colon recycler view, initialize it with null. Private for we have to access our user adapter class here, so user adapter colon user adapter to null, and then our list private was variable use muser member variable mutable list, and pass the user model class to it. Now we can link our this recycler view first. So in here we can say recycler view equals to view dot find view by id or dot id dot, and make sure to copy this recycler view search id and paste it here. Now after this you can say recycler view question mark dot, which is a safe call for it by the way, that has fixed size to true. Recycler view layout manager, which is from small l, okay, layout manager equals to linear layout manager, and we have to pass the context, so the context is context. Then for our list we can say muser equals to array list user adapter equals to context, sorry, let user adapter it comma m user is array list. We have to pass the user model class to it, comma true. Recycler view dot set adapter. Sorry, here in Kotlin we say that is dot adapter, which is in Java we say set adapter. Okay, so we have to set it, so we can say equals to user adapter. Now we have write everything. I mean, we have create a user adapter. We have also initialized and set the circular view and also the array list. But we have not yet used the Firebase query, or you can say we have not get the text from here from our this edit text. I mean, a user will type something and we will do it like a live search. Okay, that is, let's say a user type A, then all the names, all the users that whose name start with a letter will appear here. Okay, I mean in the recycler view. So I mean the user do not need to just write some text and click on this search. Whenever the user write, it will execute the query, and we have to set a query for that. So for that we need to access our this edit text, which is, I mean, the ID for this one is, okay, we have not yet given ID to it, so we can say ID, and let's give it ID as search underscore edit underscore text, search edit text. So copy this ID, come back to the search fragment, and then after this we can say view dot and paste that ID. Make sure to import it by press alt enter button, dot add text change listener object colon text watcher, sorry, text watcher, and then here make sure to put these two curly braces. And then in here we have three methods, no, two methods basically, yeah, three methods for this text watcher. I mean the add text change listener. One is basically the before text change, on text change, and after text change. So we will, I mean we have to write all these three, but let me write it first. Before text change, okay, and then after text change, and then the on text change. So I mean we will use only this one, on text change. That is, whenever the user types something, whenever the text is changed, the query will execute. I mean we will do it. Okay, but you can use also these methods according to your needs in future. Let's say if you are developing some other projects in which maybe you must need this, that before text change, after text change. So anyways, I mean this is just to let you know guys that what it mean basically, or what you can do with it. So on text change, in here we can say search. I mean we have to access it by the view of this fragment. You can say view dot search edit text. We are getting the text from that edit text field in which the user is basically typing to string. So if this is equals to null, now this is something, when the this text search, this edit text search is equals to null, I mean if there is no text right in it, then basically we will display the user post here on the search box, which I show you in the introductory video, but we will cover that in the upcoming parts. For now we are just retrieving the user, searching the user. So inside the else statement we will leave this if statement empty. Okay, and when the time comes when we will be retrieving and searching the post from different user, then we will implement the code here. Okay, for that. So it basically means that is, if the user, if you dot search edit text dot text, I mean this else statement, if this is not empty, then in that case we have to search for specific users. So we can say recycler view colon dot, sorry, question mark, this exclamation, and then dot. Now just to make it work. I mean, here we can by default let's make the visibility of this gone, because later on in the upcoming tutorials we will be needing, I mean, we will add another recycler view to this page, okay, for displaying and searching the user posts. So here we can say recycler view. I mean, if the user types something in the search edit text, we will visible that. So we can say visibility becomes equals to view dot visible. Now first we have to retrieve all users, so let's create a method by the name retrieve users. Okay, let's just create this method quickly. Create function retrieve users in our search fragment, and here it is created. Okay, make sure to remove this comment, and now in here we can say, well, user ref equals to, now we are basically, you can say, create a reference or set a query to our database for searching the user. So you can say Firebase database dot get instance dot get ref, and we are referencing to our specific child, which is users. Then we can say user ref dot add value event listener object value event listener. So here put two curly braces. Let's move to the next line. And as you know, inside the value event listener we have a method by the name on data change, just like we do the Android projects in Java. And one is the other method, which is on cancel. So after this we can say on cancel. Make sure to write this also. Okay, so yeah, and now in our own data change, first we have to write if statement, and we have to check that is where it is, this thing, this is equals to null, and we can say user dot clear, and then by using for each we can say for snapshot in data snapshot, I mean this object. Okay, so this is, remove this PO and let's give it this proper name, which is data snapshot colon data snapshot, sorry, dot data snapshot dot children means that inside this user's node, as you know, this data snapshot is referencing to our user node, I mean all the users and their data. Now basically what we are doing here, it is very a good practice, I mean, to retrieve all the user and save it. As you know, we have created an array list or the list in which we will retrieve and store all the users, so that it can took very minimum time, I mean milliseconds, to search, I mean for a user to search different users easily and quickly. So now we are going to add all the users in our muser array list, or you can say to the list. So anyways, we can say user equals to snapshot dot get value user. Now once we retrieve all the user, basically in this method what we are doing, we are retrieving all the users from our users node, and we are going to store it inside our array list, which is by the name muser. And then after this, once we complete this method, we are going to create another method in which we will search for that specific user. I mean, that is, let's say if a user type A, then all the users whose name start with A will appear on our search fragment. So I hope you are getting everything. So class.java, if user not equals to null, then what we are going to do, we are going to add the users inside our database, I mean inside our, sorry, inside our array list. Okay, so that we cannot retrieve again and again all the users from the database, which will basically increase the efficiency of our this application. So yeah, I mean muser, because all the user will be stored here inside our this muser array list. So this loop, I hope you know about the for each loop. Okay, this loop will execute until it retrieve all the users and store it inside our the m user array list. Okay, all the users, and we store it inside our this m user array list. And then after for, we can say user adapter notify data set change. So we are calling this method first here. When a user types some, if the search edit text contains some text, then this method will be called automatically. So it will retrieve all the user, store it inside this m users, and now is the time to search for that specific user inside our this m user array list. So for that we are going to create another method, and basically we can name that method as search user. Now we have to pass the text from here, so by using this char sequence s object. Okay, so s dot to string dot to lowercase the text, which is basically in our edit text. Now we have to make our this searching feature, you can say, not sensitive. Not sensitive. By not sensitive I mean that whatever, let's say my name starts for capital M, so if a user types small m, then it must retrieve my name and display it to the user. So for that we will get the text from the here you can see, by using this schar sequence, which basically referencing to our search edit text. We will get the text from here and we will convert it to the lowercase. But for that, at the time when we register our user, we have to send the username full name as a lower. We have to add this built-in function lowercase there also. Now if I come here to the sign up activity, make sure to do these changes here. Okay, and also let me write it first, then I will tell you what we need to do next. Full name dot to lowercase. Okay, the same you can do for the username to lowercase, and at the time when we will retrieve it, then we will convert it back just for the display to, every word will be capitalized. Okay, so now whenever the user create a new account, then it will store the full name and the username into small English alphabets to the Firebase real-time database, so that basically it will be non-sensitive search, which basically means if a user type capital M or small m, then it must retrieve all the user whose name start with M, no matter if it is capital or small. Okay, that's why we write here to lowercase, so that if a user types something in the edit box, edit text, then it will convert to lowercase and search for that user specifically. So now I'm going to change the user quickly manually, but you can create other user and you will see that it will automatically convert, at the time when you register, it will convert the full name and the username to small English alphabets. No matter if a user start, let's say, write capital P in the sign up page, then it will convert it to small English alphabets. Okay, so I'm just doing it manually from here. But now if you have less user, then you can create more account and you will see the difference. Okay, make sure to check the database for that also, then you will understand everything. Okay, that's why I'm doing this right now in front of you guys. So yeah, that's it. Okay, so now let's come back and let's create our this search user function quickly. Create function search user in our search fragment. It is created successfully, and we have to, it is passing the text to it, which is basically our text which a user will write in the edit text on our search fragment. So yeah, here we can say, and let's just change this to, let's give it a proper name, that is input. But you know what, we can do the same thing here in our search user instead of, anyways, let me write it quickly. What I'm going to do now is we have to set a query here in our search user for that input which we get from the user. So let's just copy this, paste it here, and then we can say dot child users dot order by child. I mean, we are going to specifically search for the input. I mean, which on about which the user is searching. So you can do two things. I mean, that is totally up to you. I mean, by which child you are going to search the user. You can search a user by their full name or by their username. It is totally up to you. I think full name will be good because most of the time we only remember the full name of a person. Okay, we do not know about someone username, which is unique, by the way. So I mean, I will go for the full name. Make sure to write the same spelling which is in our database. Okay, this child full name, user child, which is full name. So yeah, anyways, so we can say dot start at, let's move it to the next line, start at input dot and at input. I mean, let's say if a user type a, okay, so all the name which start with a, or if it ends at a, retrieve all that user and show it. Okay, now as I told you, we are going to retrieve that user and store it inside our list so that it must increase our app efficiency, I mean the speed. So let me check it first. I mean, I think this and that it is not necessary to put. So if you want, you can remove, but first let me check if it is working fine or not after implementing this. So for the time saving, what I'm going to do is I can just give it a name as query. Okay, and for the time saving, let's just copy paste this user ref whole code. Okay, up to here. Yeah, copy this user ref, copy it and paste it here inside our search user, and then change this user ref with query, and make sure to cut this and here paste it and user clear. Make sure to add up this thing. Okay, replace with safe call, which is this question mark dot. Okay, and also here. Okay, now okay, the same error is here, so replace with chef call. Also here you can see this red line, so replace with chef call, which is this thing. Now it is okay. So anyways, now come here, and we do not need to write this if statement here. So control X this code, remove this F statement and paste that whole thing here for, and yeah, that is okay. Now let's just first of all remove this to do. Okay, leave these methods empty, remove this. Okay, and also remove this. So yeah, so before text change, then we have on text change. So let's move this method down below this on text change, which ends here. Basically, let's me write, I mean check this first. Okay, after this. So yeah, let's just test our application. Now the next thing which we need to do is basically our query. Okay, so you can see we are setting the query on our full name. Okay, and it is important to pass the query I mean the Unicode alongside with our Firebase query according to the Firebase guidelines. Okay, so after this, add this quotation and sign plus, and inside this double quotation use this slash uf8ff. Okay, uf8ff. So this is the Unicode which we need to pass to. So it is important to add this. Okay, otherwise your search will not work properly. So after when you add this, all you will need is just to run the application and test it. So now if I show you quickly the database, here you can see the full name, that is when we now search. So now you will see the difference. Okay, so our app is running now successfully. Let's go to the search, and now if I type a, so all the users whose name start from a, I mean the full name start from a, will appear here. Okay, here you can see it, Eamon Johnson. We have only one user whose name starts from A. Here you can see it. Okay, and now if I search for like J, okay, then all the people whose name start from J will appear here. Now if you start making changes like JI, okay, so all the people whose name I mean start from JI will appear here. Okay, here you can see it specifically. If you are searching for something, so you must write the full name of that user. Here you can see it. Now let's say if I'm going to search for Johnson, so if I will type John, and here you can see it contains John, so it is searching here. So I mean that is working really nice. And also, as I told you, it is not case sensitive. I mean, even if you type capital M, then it will retrieve the username. Okay, here you can see Muhammad Ali. Okay, and if I type small m, here you can see it. Okay, so I mean, it is working really nice. This is really incredible. Here you can see it. I type in capital letters. Even if I type the full name, let me check it first. Okay, and here you can see it is still retrieving this name. So yeah, that is working really nice. That is incredible. And also we will I mean, just for the display, that every I mean every starting letter we will display it as a capital letter. I mean the name text. Okay, like J capital, P capital here. So we will be working on that in the upcoming video tutorials, and also in the next video tutorial we are going to work on the follow function. Okay, so that we can allow user to follow each other. So yeah, that's it for this video. And if anyone has not subscribed our channel Coding Cafe, then please subscribe our channel Coding Cafe. Thumbs up for this video, and see you guys in the next video. Bye for now. Don't forget to follow me on my Twitter and Instagram account. Bye.